Ladies and gentlemen, as you're all getting seated, my name is Nina Gupta and I'm here in a dual capacity. I am, first of all tonight, one of the charter members and directors of TIE Toronto, a role about which I'm extremely proud. I'm also a partner of the law firm that's hosting you tonight, Gowling Lafleur Henderson. Gowling Lafleur Henderson is one of the largest full-service law firms in Canada and has a long storied history in working with startups. It started really as an intellectual property firm where people got ideas and worked with clients for really over 100 years to help them develop their ideas and succeed, not just in Canada, but globally. So it's very nice that we're here in a dual capacity today. Suresh mentioned we were looking for a venue to host the TIE launch, and I should let you in on a little secret. Each of the Gowling's offices has a holiday party. The Toronto holiday party is tonight. So all the Toronto lawyers, staff, admin people are off having a good time, and this place is empty. And I felt a bit like the teenager who finds out that the parents are going for a weekend away and the house will be empty, and you think, what can I do? I can have a party. So thank you for coming to my party while the parents are gone. I've never done this before, but it feels great actually. So I have some thank yous, and there are people here who you don't see who make this event work. And two of them are Z Hayes, who is manager of catering and events, and Mike Burgess, who is host of facilities. So even though they are off running our Christmas party, and notwithstanding the fact this is probably the busiest day of their schedule, they said, yes, Nina, because you're a good little girl, we will let you have your party in our biggest boardroom. So I thank them very much, because they could have said no, and it would have been a reasonable answer, but they're nice parents, and they did not say no, so thank you very much. On a more formal note, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome all of you. All of you have no doubt conflicting schedules. It's the busiest time in terms of holiday parties. It's the end of the year. We're all tired, we're all busy. So the fact that you are physically present here with me, and also a number of you are present by way of webinar, is really an extraordinary testament to TIE Quest. So TIE Quest is the reason we are all here. TIE Quest, in my view, and in the view of the board of TIE Toronto, is the best and the biggest business venture competition. Now, some of us might admit to watching a program known as Dragon's Den on occasion, or its US equivalent. And if we did that, you know, it can be fun. And we do have fun in TIE Quest. But we actually approach it not as entertainment. We approach it as a very serious responsibility to help coach those people who have the guts and the brains to try out, to do something different, to see a niche or a gap in our economy that they are willing to stick their necks out and fill. And whether they win or not, it is our responsibility throughout the competition to coach them, to give them feedback, to help them network, to help facilitate their success. Because in my view, while there are some big winners in TIE Quest, there are no losers if they participate in full faith. In my view, in Canada, the reason we have TIE Quest is our president, Suresh Madan. Now, as you grow up, you realize people are connected in so many different ways. And Suresh and I, of course, connected because we are on the board of TIE Toronto. But I didn't realize until tonight that we were both seduced into TIE Toronto by one woman, Anju Vermani, herself a charter member and the Chief Information Officer of Cargo Jet. It is my distinct pleasure to ask Anju to introduce Suresh formally to the rest of you. Thank you. Anju, come on.
Thank you, Nina. I've been called many other things, but never publicly been called a seductress. So I'm really pleased with that.
An equal opportunity.
Equal opportunity, yes, absolutely. It is, I have to tell you a little story. I used to be on the board of TIE, seems like many years ago, And this room used to be, you know, maybe just this corner of the room used to be present here. And about 2 years ago, I stepped away from Thai, but you can take a woman out of Thai, but you can't take Thai out of that person. So since then, I've always, and even before, I was always recruiting either mentees or charter members whenever I saw an opportunity. And I remember like one night when I was with some friends sitting eating good Indian food at one of the restaurants downtown, and one of our guests was a gentleman named Suresh Madan. And we were actually talking business, and we were talking investments. And later on I said to him, have you ever heard about Thai? And he said, no, what is it? You know, like, is it like a Thai, or, you know, tie things together? But anyway, I explained, and we ordered a few glasses of wine, what Thai was, and we actually recruited Suresh to come into the Thai charter member group. And then the rest is history. I have to say that in the few years that I have known Thai and I have known Suresh, ThaiQuest is his baby. The fact that, you know, this biggest boardroom at Dowlings is now filled with young entrepreneurs and seasoned entrepreneurs. And our Minister Thakur, who's been with us for many, many years and has always been a very, very wonderful supporter. It's a lot of work, hard work, dedication to entrepreneurial spirit. That's what Suresh Madan represents. And I'm really happy to be here today. And, you know, I sort of said to Suresh, congratulations. Thai Toronto is now represented on the global Thai board. Suresh was recently elected as one of the 8 trustees for Thai Global. And when I sent him an email of congratulations, he said, well, you got me into this. So I said, okay, I'm going to invite myself here, and I'm going to ask Nina if I can make this introduction to Thai. And, you know, one good deed deserves another. So Suresh said, why don't you come back to Thai? And I said, let's discuss that over a glass of wine. So on that note, let me present to you the Thai Toronto president and our global representation on the Thai Global Board, Suresh Madan.
Thank you, Anju. Thank you, and this was way back in 2004 when Anju introduced me to Thai, and through Anju I met a marvelous group of people, and it was so fantastic that I got engaged, and I almost got a second job for last 7 years when I would go back from my day job watching all these stocks move up and down to do something concretely and engage with people. Thank you for doing that for me. Well, welcome to everybody, and welcome Minister Harinder Thakur. He has been a huge supporter of Thai Toronto for the last many years, and we have, since I have joined Thai, we have not had a ThaiQuest launch event without Minister Thakur. So thank you for coming every time for us. I'm also privileged to work with our fantastic board at Thai Toronto with Mr. Gupta, Mukesh Gupta as our Vice President, and a number of other board members are present today. And also with them are some of our senior and founding charter members of Thai Toronto when Thai Toronto was launched in 2001. So thank you all for showing the support. Well, Thai, as you know, is the largest non-profit organization supporting and fostering entrepreneurship. We are 57 chapters across the globe. And so far these chapters have somewhat excelled in different areas but have stayed as islands and have stayed in promoting and doing various functions. So now is the time when we are going to move over to the next phase and try to integrate these chapters together. We have a huge wealth of 2,500 experienced, successful entrepreneurs whom we can approach and connect. And in my next role in Thai, that will be my purpose, to try to leverage that network which we have all across the globe in 57 different cities across the globe, and to benefit the aspiring entrepreneurs in TiE Toronto, as well as interact with other aspiring entrepreneurs all across the globe, which are about 13,000 within the TiE network. The focus of TiE has been hosting entrepreneurs. So what we do is primarily to educate entrepreneurs, to mentor them, and to provide them networking opportunities. This year we started a major initiative in our educational part. We launched in early September TiE Institute. And TiE Institute now has 190 participants who participate, many of them in person. And I'm very privileged to see many of the participants of TiE Institute come here today as well. Many of them come in person, and we also webcast all our sessions of TiE Institute. We have conducted half the program already between September to December. And 35 different speakers have come in and spoken on things like idea generation, or commercialization, or writing a business plan, or financing, or revenues, or costs. And I'm very happy to see that many of the speakers of TiE Institute are also in the hall today with us. And thanks to Mr. Gupta, Mr. Mukesh Gupta, and Mr. Guglani, who have really taken this up and have arranged the program. This is going to expand. This is going to grow other chapters. We're already getting inquiries on how they can leverage the initiative we have at TiE Institute over to other chapters, and we will benefit from interactions from different chapters. In terms of mentoring, we are privileged to have 65 charter members who mentor all our activities in TiE Toronto. And we are in the process of matching various entrepreneurs with their mentors. We've also taken an initiative, and our mentoring chair, Puneet Girdhar, and our director, Harun, is working together to organize the mentoring in a way that we will first mentor entrepreneurs locally, but promising and entrepreneurs who really need a support with their specific industry vertical, we are going to source mentors outside of Toronto. As I mentioned, there are 2,500 successful entrepreneurs within the TiE ecosystem, and we will find mentors outside. So this is a program we're going to expand and grow substantially. Another thing we do as part of our networking activities is celebrating entrepreneurial success. As you know, we recently had Suneet Tuli, who was our founding charter member at TiE Toronto, to come back and talk to us about his success. He has recently launched Akash tablet, which is the lowest cost tablet anywhere in the world. So we're very happy with that success, and we occasionally bring in successful entrepreneurs, and we have a lot of them. So we always continue to organize these activities. Going over specifically to the competition, the structure of the competition is essentially to provide connections of entrepreneurs with mentors and sources of funding. We want to organize in such a way that it enhances the probability of success. Now, the competition was started here in Toronto, but I'm very happy to say that we are expanding. Last year, we did this competition in 3 cities, Toronto, Cleveland, and Detroit. And this year, in fact, at this point in time on our webcast, there are a number of chapters from TiE ecosystem who are watching us today. And I would like to invite them to participate and organize their specific competitions, which we will support them, and ultimately bring the winners of those competitions to compete with our finalists here and organize a grand competition at Toronto. And this will enhance both the value of the competition as well as enhance opportunities for funding for investors on one hand, and interaction and quality and collaboration with other business ideas. So we're very privileged that number of chapters within TiE ecosystem who are on the call are interested, and we will sign them up in the next few days. In our competitions in previous years, we have been seeing 200 contestants. In fact, last year we had 220 contestants, and they are existing entrepreneurs, and sometimes we even get serial entrepreneurs to come back and compete for their second and the third idea. We also see a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs, and we expect the participants of TiE Institute to participate in this competition as they go along, because they are being trained on different aspects of entrepreneurship, and we will expect them to come and participate in the competition. We also see a number of new referrals from accounting firms, from law firms, from patent agencies, on various other entrepreneurial organizations who participate and take advantage of the competition. A number of patent holders, in fact, we have structured our prizes in such a way that a number of these people ultimately come and participate. To encourage students to participate, we have launched on a program called TiE Youth Club, with Harun as a lead on that program, along with our program director, Mr. Guglani. This program will introduce TiE at various university campuses, and these students from these university campuses would take benefit of all the networking and entrepreneurial opportunities we have in TiE, but will also be encouraged to participate in the competition. So we will specifically welcome, I see some of the campus champions of different universities are here with us today, and we will encourage and welcome them to participate in the competition as well. We see a dizzying array of projects. If you go to the website tiequest.org, you will find a long list of different interesting project ideas. For someone like me who dread going to a mall and take his wife there, there are a plethora of number of online stores, the discounters, from multi-level marketing over to fashion, to apparel, to even groceries or pet supplies or whatever. Social media is a very hot topic, and VC community is watching very closely. So we saw last year a number of ideas which would leverage Facebook and the other social media to sell merchandise or to provide games and other ways of improving and connecting these opportunities. We see almost 18% of the projects in healthcare, from medical devices and diagnostics and others. There are people are developing various types of diagnosed things which I can't even pronounce. So very interesting study. We see a number of projects in clean tech. Minister will be happy to know it's a huge priority for McGuinty government on clean tech. We see a number of projects interested in clean tech. In fact, my favorite was a style of windows which illuminate and yet produce electricity. So which is very interesting. In lifestyle is a huge variety. We nearly see about 8% or so projects in lifestyle. There was one project which provided cooking training, and I was somehow wondering, my wife doesn't see that project idea, so I'll get back into something like that. So there is no dearth of different ideas, and more unique the idea, better it is for us. We really love to see different varieties of ideas. Nina, in our introduction, compared us with Dragon Den, and I've been asked a question. In fact, I was on a TV interview recently, and I was asked that question: how is this program different from Dragon Den? One of the key things we provide, one of our key differentiator is mentoring. We think TiEQuest is not a competition, just alone a competition, and the entrepreneurship is not a one-day event or one-shot. Entrepreneurship is a process. It takes a lot of time. What we have seen is a lot of contestants come with a project concept, and after repeated sittings with their mentors, the project undergoes a substantial change from B2B to B2C or otherwise. And we are very privileged to have a number of mentors working with the entrepreneurs to help them and improve their project concept. These mentors open their Rolodex, provide links and link their contacts to help improve the business idea. Judges have invariably commented of the quality change in the project concepts after our contestants have gone through mentoring. So mentoring is a huge area. In our judging, we typically bring in investors to act as judges. These are venture capitalists, these are angel investors and fund managers and other business leaders who come in. They evaluate projects on a judging criteria, and we arrange multiple sittings with the judges to provide entrepreneurship. In fact, the work for the judges does not end on the final date of the competition, because their work has actually begun, because a lot of judges will come back and fund the companies. You will hear from our panelists here today about their success stories and the engagement and involvement of the people who were judges in the competition and ultimately ended up funding various of the ventures in the process. The reason we have designed multiple stages is because we strongly believe in that process. We strongly believe that having a participant go through writing a project profile, writing an elevator, or speaking on an elevator pitch, writing a business plan and making presentation helps improve. They spend time on their own ideas, it helps improve their ideas. And when they actually go to make a pitch to investors, they have a much better quality of pitch, which leads them to financing. So we insist on these stages, unlike the other competition people compare us to. That is probably the reason we have a number of success stories. You have 4 gentlemen here sitting. They will explain to you about their specific successes, but we are privileged to have over 25 different success stories. In all these cases, the companies have raised significant amounts of financing. They have acquired customers. They have considerable revenue. And Mr. Thakkar will be happy to know that they have created a number of jobs. In fact, Cognovision, when it was sold, they had 18 employees here in Ontario, and they all are still continuing and working, even though the company was purchased by a US corporation. Chidec, again one of our finalists in a competition, currently has 20 employees working for them, and they're growing very, very well. So these companies are the engine of growth for economy in our party. The reason you are here, and many of the participants are here, because we have been able to put an attractive prize package. Most important is the ability and expression of interest to get financing. And we're very happy that we've been able to hold this last so many years, even though the economy, both in Canada as well as in the US, has been under recession. And our last year winner have managed to get $1.3 million. 2010 million is more than double of that financing they've already got. And in fact, we had one of our finalists of 2010 who raised over $10 million of financing here in Ontario, even in these markets. In addition to financing, there is an attractive prize package of $150,000, and part of it is in kind and an interesting services. But we specifically give awards for best student team or best intellectual property to encourage patent holders and patent applicants to come and apply. We also have awards for some specific industries based on the interest from our sponsors. And these will not be possible without the support from our sponsors. We are very privileged to have, last year we had 18 sponsors, and we hope most of, if not all, almost all will continue, and maybe we will be able to add some additional sponsors. And many of our sponsors provide in-kind services, and they are very, very valuable. In fact, just today, our last year's winner has availed of some in-kind services of a use of a conference facility, and we're very happy that the sponsors are sticking to it and are providing all the services. Well, the competition is grown, and it probably is ready to go to a next phase. So I am very privileged to announce today that our chair for TideQuest for 2012 is a gentleman who was initially a participant in the competition, Harun Mirza, who's on our panel, and you will hear from him a little bit later today. But he has agreed to use his experience as both as a participant in 2007 and also in a mentor in 2011. And so he has seen the competition, he has worked with this ecosystem very well, and so he will be our chief organizer of TideQuest 2012. And my privilege to welcome, and now, so thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Suresh. And on a personal note, I have to tell you the board of TIE is just a gem of a board, led by, of course, Suresh. And I notice a number of our board members are here. Varun Mirza, of course, who we hear from. John Soloninka was here. There you are. Peter Matutit is Sachin, where are you? Why don't you all stand up so I can see you? And Mukesh is right here, and Puneet is here. So I think we have them all. Is anybody missing? Manish is not here. Manish Mehta. And who else is?
Correct.
Yeah, Craig Brown, who's from that other small law firm known as Foskett Martin. I had to, I'm sorry. And in all fairness, a great supporter of TIE. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce someone who is not just a politician, not just a minister of the Crown, but an entrepreneur through and through. Many of you know him. You know him as a member of Parliament, you know him as a Minister of the Crown. He's held a number of portfolios. Probably the one that is most relevant to us is when he became Minister of Small Business and Entrepreneurship, where I think his true roots and his heart is. He was re-elected in, as we know, a tough election. I was teasing him about it earlier when we were having drinks. And in the current cabinet, he is Minister of Government Services. So effectively, he's the Minister of everything. Minister Thakkar is a member of Provincial Parliament for Mississauga Arundel, and as Mukesh has pointed out, his MPP, so, you know, we're keeping track of him. He is the first South Asian cabinet on the Executive Council of Ontario. He's a tremendous supporter of TIE and TIE Quest. You know, he's helped us find money, he's helped us network, he's helped us facilitate it. When we started out and we didn't have any friends, Minister Thakkar was there. And it is truly our distinct pleasure, sir, to welcome you back to the podium to say a few words. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Nina. And first of all, I really want to thank Nina for hosting this event on behalf of all of you, and the nice wine and the food. But I was hoping that at the end of the day, she was going to say that you are all invited to the party, that her fun is hosting, but she's shied away from that. Maybe it will be coming later. So I'm actually really honored to be here. Actually, I have attended, I think, almost every event from the launch of the competition to actually seeing the final results. And I just want to say, I want to say thanks to Suresh Madan. I think he has provided tremendous leadership to this organization, and this organization is what Suresh wanted and has made it. He is actually, in my mind, a very strong and visionary leader. And his skills now are sought out not just in Canada and North America, but throughout the globe. And we are very thankful to him. And Nina tried to compare with the Dragon Den. And he said, this is what our difference is. But let me tell you what I think is the difference. I think the Dragon Den, in my mind, although I'm a politician, right? I shouldn't be saying this. I think Dragon Den is all about making profits. But I think Suresh Madan has done is, first of all, he's a real gentleman. And you can see on his face, and you can really find the way he is. But I think most importantly, what he has done this organization is made it to actually create this organization to help the entrepreneurs. And he has provided, as I said, the visionary leadership. And what this organization is all about creating future and making sure that we create successful entrepreneurs and make them successful. So that's the difference. So it's not all about profit, it's actually working with people and helping them to succeed in that organization. So I really want to say thanks to Suresh for your outstanding contribution. We wouldn't have this organization as it is if you were not the leader. And I want to say thanks to Anju for recruiting him. So you have done a wonderful job. I think maybe this is your legacy at the end of the day. I used to be the Minister for the Small Business as my Gupta said, Dina Gupta said, and the small business are the backbone of this community in this province, and for that matter, for Canada. And I used to say 97% of all businesses are small businesses in Canada. And they contribute to a significant amount to our total GDP, but they are actually the main creators of the job in Canada. So we want to make sure that the entrepreneurship is successful and it is thriving, and organizations like TIE really help us build this. My current responsibility actually is not a list of everything. One of them is the responsibility for the human resources. The other is information systems for the government, and also the procurement for the government as well. And I'm also in charge of the Service Ontario side, the delivery arm of our services to the public. So I want to make sure that we get innovative ideas from the entrepreneurs that TIE is generating, that they are capable of selling those ideas to the government as well. And Suresh talked a little bit about the green technology. So sort of what we have done in that field is that we want to make sure that this province becomes the leader in the green technology. But we have also said is, if you have an innovative idea for which you think there is a use in the Ontario government, then you can actually send us a proposal whether we are looking for that product or not. So the idea behind that is so that we can give you a reference point, and we can use that idea in the Ontario government so that you can go and then sell throughout the globe. So I want to really encourage you to really look at the opportunity to sell to the Ontario government as well, so that we can help you. My experience as an entrepreneur is this. It's always hard to find real cash or injection when you're starting a business. When I started a business, I put all the savings that I had into the business. Then I asked for a line of credit after doing all that, and the bank said, you have to put real cash as a guarantee to give you a line of credit. I said, if I have a real cash, then why would you give me a line of credit? But that didn't change, so I had to do that. So I put a real cash and they gave me a line of credit. And so what we did, we never used the line of credit for 1 year, and we were very successful. We made money right from day one, and next year we said, how about a line of credit now? And we were refused. So then I took the initiative to write to the chairman of the bank, one of the largest banks in Canada, and I said, first year you didn't give us the line of credit because we didn't have the history, even though the company had the history. I said, now we have the history, why are we not getting the line of credit? And I want to tell you, the line of credit was established in less than 15 days. So it does help once in a while to take the initiative, write to them and tell them that you're doing good things. Right? And I mean, it's the same as, when the new immigrants come to Canada and they will say, we are looking for a job, but we need a Canadian experience. So this is the chicken and egg situation. How do you get a Canadian experience if you don't get a job? So sometimes you have to really face those situations and say, look, give me a chance. Maybe I can prove that I can do the job. A company like John Molson started like this. A company like Research and Motion started like that, and they are employing tens and thousands of people these days. So I really want to say to you, yes, entrepreneurship is important for us. I think our government is making sure that we create entrepreneurs, and we need to be innovative. That's the only way we're going to succeed in this global economy. And I'm very, very thankful to Suresh and his organization and the directors of the TIE organization that they are actually making these opportunities available for you to apply, to actually showcase first what your projects are. Then actually have the opportunity to really secure some sort of credit line or cash or loans so that you can actually achieve your vision and achieve your dreams. So I want to say thanks to all of you for coming here this evening, and I want to wish you all the best. If ever I could do anything, please do give me a call. Thank you.